Welcome to JAG Tutorials. This tutorial will cover how to sign up on the Binance.com cryptocurrency exchange to buy dozens of cryptocurrencies. A couple of quick items before we start. What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency and global payment system. It is the first decentralized digital currency. Binance.com is a cryptocurrency exchange that lets you buy, sell, and trade in various cryptocurrencies. Before we start, I need to cover something to help save some people from themselves. The number one rule to Bitcoin investing, like all risky investing, is to never invest more than you can afford to lose. It could be worth 100% more tomorrow, or it could be worth nothing at all. I would recommend taking out your initial investment after it first doubles. That way, even if it's all gone, you didn't lose anything. Please invest responsibly. We now need to open a web browser and navigate to Binance.com. The easiest way to do this is to select the JAG Tutorials Binance referral link from the video description below. This will automatically open your default web browser to the Binance.com website. Signing up using this link will help this channel by Binance sharing some of the processing fees. This won't cost you any additional money. If we look in the address bar, we can see that we are at Binance.com, and we can see the JAG Tutorials reference code. If you don't feel comfortable selecting the link, you can open your favorite web browser and go to Binance.com. Then select the Register button in the top. Create a Binance account. On the Binance Register page, we need to enter the following information. Enter an email address to link to your new Binance account. This needs to be an email address that you have access to currently. Enter a password for use on Binance in both of the password fields. Make sure that the password contains upper and lowercase letters, numbers, special characters, and is at least 8 characters long, although more is better. Below the password is the ID that will be associated with this account. Below the ID it says, "I agree to Binance's terms of use." Read the terms of use. After reading the terms of use, if you agree to them, I agree to Binance's terms of use. Select the Register button to create the account. Your web browser might ask you to save the password. I would highly recommend that you never save any banking or trading account passwords. We should select Don't Save. A CAPTCHA window will open to verify that you're a human being. Drag the puzzle piece to the right until it aligns with the hole, and release it. A new web page will open to the email verification page, letting us know that they have sent an email to our sign-up email address that's required to complete the setup process. Verify email. We now need to open our new email client to find the new Binance email. In this case, we signed up with the Gmail account. We will open a new web browser and navigate to gmail.com. There should be a new email from Binance with the title of Binance, confirm your registration. Select it to open it. If it's necessary, scroll down and then select the Verify Email button. If everything went well, you should see your account is activated. Select the login link. Enter the username and password used when signing up. Select the login button. Your web browser will again ask you to save the password. We should again select Don't Save. A CAPTCHA window will again verify that you're a human being. Drag the slider to the right and release. Enable two-factor authentication, 2FA. Upon first login, you'll be presented with the following window, asking to set up two-factor authentication. Two-factor authentication is an added layer of security on your account that requires a special number from an app on your phone to log in. After this is set up, someone can't hack your account unless they also have your phone. Everyone should set this up immediately, especially if you plan on investing a lot of money. I define a lot of money as any amount that would cause you financial distress if it disappeared tomorrow. Select the Google Auth link to set up the Google Authenticator app. The Enable Google Authenticator page opens. We first need to install the Google Authenticator app on our smartphone. For this tutorial, we're going to use and install the Google Authenticator app from an Android phone. From your Android phone, select Apps in the bottom right of the screen. Find the Play Store and select it. Enter Google Auth in the search field and select Google Authenticator from the list. Select the Install button After installation is complete, select the Open button to open it. Now that it's installed, we need to use the app to scan the QR code on our screen. To add Binance or any other 2FA site, select the Add button in the bottom right of the screen. Select Scan a barcode. Scan the barcode on the screen with your phone. You can print a physical copy of the QR code or write down the code here and save it as a backup. You should never take a picture of either of these. Send them in a text or email, or save them digitally in any way. The last step is to enter the password for your Binance account and the 2FA code from the Google Authenticator app. Select the Enable 2FA button. We should see Succeed. The initial setup is complete. If we look next to the email address, we can see it says Level 1 Unverified. A Level 1 unverified account is able to withdraw 2 Bitcoin in a 24-hour period. Currently, this is over $30,000, so unless you have a need to withdraw more than that in a day, you don't need to verify the account. Future regulations may make this different. Verifying the account consists of sending in a picture of your photo ID and taking a selfie of you holding a piece of paper with the word Binance.com and the date on it. I may create a video on how to do this at a later date if the need is there. Using BNB to pay for fees. Every time you buy, sell, or trade on Binance, there is a fee associated with the transaction. The cost of those fees is reduced in half if you have some Binance Coin BNB in your account. How to transfer cryptocurrency from Coinbase to Binance. Binance does not allow linking bank accounts or credit debit cards to their site. This means you cannot directly buy Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. You need to buy Bitcoin from a site like Coinbase.com, transfer the Bitcoin from Coinbase to Binance, and then use that to buy or sell in other cryptocurrencies. It sounds more complicated than it is, and I'll walk you through it step by step. If you don't already have a Coinbase account, you can sign up by watching my video titled How to Buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin using the Coinbase Cryptocurrency Exchange. There's a link in the cards in the top right of the screen, and a link in the video description below. You can buy Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, or Litecoin on Coinbase, and transfer it to your Binance wallet. But for this tutorial, we'll be demonstrating Ethereum only. The reason I recommend Ethereum is because the fees are the cheapest. At the time of writing this, a Bitcoin transfer from Coinbase to Binance would cost $36. Litecoin would cost $1.69, and Ethereum would cost 67 cents. From Binance, select Funds, and then Deposit Withdrawals. Here is a list of all the cryptocurrencies traded on Binance. By default, it shows all the cryptocurrencies. You can find Ethereum in the list, or you can enter Ethereum in the search field. We can see that there are two entries for different cryptocurrencies with Ethereum in the name. ETH, Ethereum, is what we're looking for. Ethereum Classic is a different cryptocurrency, so don't select that. On the right-hand side of each cryptocurrency is a deposit button and a withdrawal button. You can think of each of these as an individual bank account used to keep each individual cryptocurrency. The withdrawal button is used to send from Binance to another wallet or to make a purchase. The deposit button shows a unique code that can be used to send cryptocurrency to this wallet. Select the deposit button for ETH Ethereum. Here we can see the BTH deposit address associated with our Binance Ethereum wallet. Select the Copy Address button to copy the code to the clipboard. Log into Coinbase.com. Now that we have the ETH Ethereum deposit address, we need to log into our Coinbase account. Open a new web browser tab and enter Coinbase.com in the address. Select Sign In on the top right. Enter the email address and the password associated with the account. And then select the Sign In button. It will again ask you to save the password. Again, select Don't Save. The two-step verification window will open. Open the Google Authenticator app and enter the appropriate code. After entering the code, select the Verify button. On the Coinbase dashboard, select the Accounts tab. Under Accounts, it lists your Coinbase wallets and any funds available in them. We're interested in the ETH wallet to send Ethereum to Binance. Select the Send button to send Ethereum to Binance. The Send ETH screen opens. For recipient, we need to enter the ETH deposit address we copied to the clipboard earlier on Binance. We will right-click and select Paste. If it is correct, you should see a green circle next to the address. Below the recipient, we see that we will withdraw from the ETH wallet. We can see how much Ethereum we own and how much it's worth in US dollars. We can either enter the amount of Ethereum we want to send, or we can enter a value in US dollars. Entering either field will autocomplete the other. For this test, we'll enter $50, although you'll enter whatever amount you want to transfer from your Coinbase account to your Binance account. We can optionally write a note to send along with the transfer. At the bottom, we can see the total value that's going to be transferred, which in this case is $50.57, and that the network fee is 57 cents. After verifying that all the information is correct and you're sure that you want to make the transfer, select the Continue button. The Confirm Send screen will open. Enter the two-factor authentication code for Coinbase from your Google Authenticator app. And then select the Confirm button. Your transaction's on the way. Send complete. Under Transactions, we can see the recipient for our new transfer. The recipient shows information about the transfer. If you don't see it here, reload the page. Selecting it will open it. The receipt shows information about the transfer, in addition to the status at the bottom. While it processes the transaction, it will show as pending, and after it completes, it will show as completed. And after it completes, it will show as completed. Let's check back on Binance to verify the transfer completed. Back on the Binance webpage, select Funds, and then History. Here we can see any completed deposits or withdrawals. Here we can see our completed order for Ethereum. Now that we know we have the funds in our account, let's select Funds, Deposits, Withdrawals. This currently shows all the cryptocurrencies available for sale on Binance. To only show the cryptocurrencies that we own, we'll select Hide Zero Balances. We can see the amount of each cryptocurrency that we currently own. This is currently just the Ethereum that we transferred earlier. How to buy cryptocurrency on Binance. Now that we've purchased cryptocurrency on Coinbase using our bank account and transferred it over to Binance, we're ready to trade in other cryptocurrencies. Select Exchange, Basic. This is the exchange that we use to trade one cryptocurrency for another. This isn't like a stock exchange where you buy and sell the stocks for US dollars. For instance, on a stock exchange, you sell Apple stock for US dollars and then use the US dollars to buy Microsoft stock. This is like a stock exchange where you trade one stock for another. For instance, you trade Apple stock directly for an equal US dollar value of Microsoft stock. In the top right, there's a section used to find cryptocurrencies to display in the rest of the window. If we select USDT in the top right, we can see several of the largest cryptocurrencies listed in US dollars. Selecting any from the list will display the relevant data on the rest of the page. To buy and sell other cryptocurrencies, we need to select the one we transferred to Binance, which in the case of this tutorial, we sent Ethereum. Select whichever is appropriate for you. We now need to find the cryptocurrency we want to buy in the list. You can also enter the name in the search field. You can't enter a proper name like Tron, if that was the coin you were looking to purchase. You would need to enter the trading symbol, which in the case of Tron is TRX. Selecting the link will display the relevant data. The current price is listed above, which in this case is about 3 cents each. In the center is a chart showing the price over the last hour. You can see the last day or week by selecting here. When you're sure that you want to buy the cryptocurrency, enter the appropriate information below. You will see the ETH balance in your account. It shows the price in ETH. Enter the amount of the cryptocurrency that you want to buy. If you want to buy a percentage of the Ethereum in your account, select one of the percents below. We can see here we'll be purchasing 759 coins for half the value of our Ethereum. After verifying the data, select the Buy TRX button. I'll go through the same steps one more time, but this time just demonstrating the purchase of Ripple with the remainder of my account. Now let's scroll up and then select Orders and Order History. Here we can see all orders, including open, filled, and canceled. We can see the 2 orders we just placed have already gone through and been filled. So now if we go back to Funds and then Deposits Withdrawals, we'll see the cryptocurrency we just bought. In the top right of the screen, it shows an estimated value of the account. The value here is determined by converting all of your cryptocurrencies to Bitcoin and then converting that to US dollars. If you want to cash out at some point in the future, you would need to sell your cryptocurrencies for one of the supported currencies on Coinbase, like Ethereum or Litecoin, transfer from Binance to Coinbase, and then afterwards sell that cryptocurrency on Coinbase for US dollars and transfer it back to your bank account. I may make a video showing these steps if the need is there. If you like the content, please consider giving this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more. If this video helped you make money and you want to reward me for my hard work, I would be most appreciative if you would donate cryptocurrencies to any of the addresses below in the description. Would you like to watch another informative video like this one? Please check out my videos on how to use Windows 10 for beginners or how to stop using opioids successfully.